Welcome to the Prince Eats. Here's a quick video for red wine braised oxtails. Ingredients are in the description. If you enjoyed this video and find it helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. This recipe is incredibly easy and I'll show you how. The first thing you want to do is prep all of your ingredients and put them in a place near your cooking station. This helps during the cooking process so there's no prep work involved during the cooking. Of course, the star of the show is oxtails. Here I have some oxtails that I rinsed and cleaned and just allowed them to dry under some paper towels. You should be able to find these at your local grocery store, but in my experience, I found the best value at local international markets and farmers markets. After you've cleaned and dried your oxtails, next comes the pre-seasoning. The seasoning is very simple: black pepper and kosher salt. Be generous with your salt and pepper, and especially if you're working with large pieces of oxtail. Be sure to salt both sides and pat them down so that the salt adheres to the meat. Don't be afraid to wash your hands frequently to prevent cross-contamination. Next, you can grab a heavy bottom pot, put it over high heat, and add some oil. Here I'm using a braiser, which always works well when I want a good sear on my meats. Once the pan gets hot, go ahead and add your oxtails to the pan. If you need to do this in 2 batches, go ahead and do so. Don't be afraid to do this in 2 batches. Normally I argue against crowding the pan, but since I'm working with my braiser, it does a really good job of maintaining its heat. So I can afford to load the braiser up, and it does a really good job of getting the sear, as you can see here. To get this beautiful color that you see here, it took approximately 6 to 8 minutes on all sides just to get that nice darkened brown color. Consider moving the smaller pieces from the pan, which tends to cook quicker than the other larger pieces. What I'm doing here is rearranging some of the pieces so that they cook evenly. Once you feel that you've achieved a nice golden brown or dark brown color, you can go ahead and remove your oxtails from the pot. Reduce the heat to medium. Next, you want to toast your garlic head and leeks. That should take approximately 3 to 5 minutes. Once it gets to a golden brown color, you can remove it from the pot. Next, you can dump in your veggies. I'm giving the onions a head start because it's a larger quantity and generally takes a longer time to cook. Your veggies should take approximately 3 to 5 minutes to cook. As you can see, the moisture from the veggies is pulling up all of those dark bits on the bottom of the pan. All of those dark spots on the bottom of the pan are full of flavor and come from the beef that I seared. Make some space in the center of your pan to add your tomato paste. We want to cook it for approximately 2 to 3 minutes. Add a pinch of salt for seasoning. I'm also adding a teaspoon of all-purpose flour, which will aid in thickening the gravy. Turn the heat up to medium-high and add the red wine of your choice. Here I'm using Pinot Noir. Simmer until the strong smell of alcohol dissipates and you get a thick consistency similar to this. While still on medium heat, add your beef stock. Only add enough to slightly loosen your gravy. Next is the easy part, and we're near the finish line. Go ahead and carefully add your oxtails to the pot. You can also go ahead and tuck your garlic, leeks, and herbs slightly below the surface of the gravy. Add a little more beef stock to cover the oxtails halfway to the top. Leave an inch or so of space at the top of the pan to prevent overboiling in the oven. Bake in the oven at 325 for 3.5 hours. Let it cool before serving, and what you'll have is tender, fall off the bone, delicious oxtails. This dish gets better after every reheat as the gravy thickens and gets richer. For me, the only thing left to do is serve this with some creamy risotto. Click the link above for an easy recipe for creamy risotto. Dinner is served. Visit theprinceeats.com for more simple and easy meal ideas just like this one.